To defy the odds, you have to risk everything and take chances. At Old Nation Brewing Company, we did just that. From an unknown startup brewery to standing alongside national craft brands in just under a decade, we remain one of the last of the large, independently owned breweries in Michigan. Our beer is respectfully brewed using only the highest quality ingredients, and we don't cut corners. With the times changing for everyone, one thing that stays the same is Old Nation's respect for great beer and the people who love it. We're growing in cans produced and fans made. When you taste our beer, you'll know why.
Odyssey.com rewind if you missed anything. We've done almost 2 hours on it. I got to get this Tigers thing out of the way, and then we're going to do one segment of football, and then I get the Bicker staff, and then back to Turney. But I gotta help you. Can you just? I want you to read what you wrote, and I want to say this very clearly for everybody. What I am about to say has nothing to do with who wrote this. I'm just going to deal with what was written. So when it sounds a little spicy, don't conflate the two. This is simple for me. Torkelson is in right today. Who asked for that? No one of this earth. So, Baez the third, Tork's playing right. One problem. Not an outfielder. Take a guess what happened next. Rico.
Mike, what happened next? Oh, you want me to read it?
That's the part where you read what you read to me.
This is from Chris McCaskey. Torkelson, playing right field for the first time, will learn to split the runners that are on single to right. He tried to throw out the runner going to first to third and gave the batter running to second base free. Then Colt Keats botched the grounder at first, growing pains.
Okay, here's my view of that. This is my view. Little League. That's Little League. So here's my issue with this baseball team. And this is where I get frustrated because on one end, I can give Scott Harris full credit for burning the minor league system to the ground, making smart hires, drafting, developing, and now the Tigers have a real farm product. Now that's an A. What I don't understand with Scott Harris is how we're here. You made the playoffs last year. And now I got Walter Matthau managing a team. This is bad news bears. I'm teaching Javi to play third. I'm teaching Keith to play first. Hey, Tork, it's like 10 minutes before the season. Want to play right? And it's all because of the following. You did not sign a single high-level right-handed bat. And the one you did sign refuses to play third base. Remember, Glaber would be a Yankee if he would have moved to third. He refused. The Yankees told him to GTFO. Then the Nationals offered him more money than you. He said no. Why? They wanted him at third. So now you got a guy landlocked at second who can't play the position. You got Colt Keith going to first because he's a lousy second baseman and has shown nothing so far at first that he's high level. Tork is going to learn the outfield, ? And Javi Baez, who nobody wants here, is now possibly going to play third. My issue is, what the F did we even do this offseason if this is where we are? Now, mind you, if you're the Chicago White Sox and you have dutifully wrapped your lips around the tailpipe of the league and are ingesting gas fumes, that's the White Sox. Yes. Maybe I'll live with, hey, Rico, want to learn how to do Christian rock radio? And we just throw Rico on the air? Hey, Kenny, you're hosting Political Talk. Great show. If you're that, I'll accept it. You made the playoffs. The playoffs. And here's the best part. We're going to spend a little money. Okay, let's do the offseason checkmark again. Didn't get Scooble signed, and by all accounts, it was an offensive offer. Okay, that's a fail. Did we add a right-handed bat at third, at short, or in the outfield? No. All right. Did we sign a right-handed bat? Yes. One problem. He's landlocked at second for a team that wants flexibility. Now it's who's on first, who's playing third, who's our shortstop? Trey Sweeney? Maybe. Javi? Maybe. Parker Meadows can't feel his arm.
Well, I guess this means that Sweeney will make the team and he won't get
My
sent down.
point is, while Tiger fans were busy touching their jollies, making fun of deals to players like Santander, he can play first and the outfield. We didn't do anything.
No, it's almost like they said, well, we have these pieces. Maybe we're just putting them in the wrong spots.
No, then you signed green Jell-O with pears floating in it, a.k.a. Alex Cobb.
What if we put this person here and this person here and this person here?
But my point is, Rico, for a playoff team and one that has a win total in line with the entire division, there it is. Unacceptable. Why are we teaching people to do new things on the fly? It suggests that if you had a plan, it went bleeps up. And if you don't have a plan, we arrive back at
unacceptable.
Thank you.
Because do you think that the air quote pitching chaos led to this? Well, it worked for the pitching staff. Maybe it'll work for hitting.
There's an element of, the principle of having a versatile, optimized lineup can work. I'll say it for the people in the back. But you have to be tactical about how you do it. Now, you're doing it partially for plate matchups, but you're doing it where defense is sacrosanct to everything else. Well, here's your problem. Tork's a construction barrel. Colt Keith is not a high-level defensive player. He wasn't at second and won't be at first, and he can't play third because his arm would fall out. Javi sucks. Glaber sucks. The only guy that's awesome as a defensive player, awesome is Parker Meadows. Can't feel parts of his arm. So the point I'm making is, if you're going to do it, do it. But that requires you having players that actually have multi-position eligibility on a high level. And in what world do you believe Spencer Torkelson will be an average replacement level outfielder? He just made a snafu today that cost you a game.
Little League, yeah.
You do that in the regular season, it'll cost you a game. How are we here after making the playoffs? You spent $17 million on Alex Cobb. What did you do at any point? And mind you, I never did anything stupid. I never threw out unrealistic stuff. I never did dumb things. You didn't do anything. So now look at what you got.
No, you're right. Did you oversell the kids that you were waiting for?
Oh, no,
thinking that one of them would rise up?
Time out. Hold on. There is one more deal, and it's not from Moran Buick GMC, okay? The other deal is Jace Young got sent down today.
Leads so many questions, like how bad is he at third that you had to send him down? The difference between him and Javi at third. Let's stick with Javi.
This is the beginning. This is the beginning of a rap song. Here's what they think about you.
It really is.
This is how bad you are. Now let me tell you how bad you are. We're sending you down. How? You don't have a third baseman. Really? Javi. That's how bad you are.
Javier bias?
We're going to teach Javi to play third again. Hashtag McKinstry.
And that's why, on principle, I love the idea of Bregman. I didn't really like Bregman, but I like the principle and the idea of it because you had a third baseman, someone you can put in your lineup, put it in pen in the lineup card every day. That's why I like the idea. Now we're stuck with this. Oh, don't block the young guys. That young guy's been sent to Toledo.
Because he's not good. That's a problem. I mean, he's hitting 100 in spring training. Now, do I value spring training? I don't. They clearly are saying this kid's not ready. The whole premise is one injury in your outfield has now upset the apple cart to a point you have no other solutions. And Spencer Torkelson's getting a legitimate look in right. You had one injury at third to face a franchise Matt Vierling. I'm looking at Javi Baez and Friends. A comedy album nobody asked for.
Wow.
So there's your spring training report.
And it's not like you start the year off playing some bottom feeder teams. So,
yeah. And it's not, and again, they have time. But the point I make to you is it's already bad when you have a couple injuries to start the year. Not Yankee injuries. We're like, holy hell, one of our three best hitters and our Cy Young Award-winning ace are both dead for the year.
Right.
I'm talking face of franchise Matt Vierling, and Parker Meadows is a big injury because defensively he is fabulous. But, Rico, you know what I'm saying.
Right, because plan B is literally spin the wheel.
You talk about roster construction. This was from A.J. Hinch earlier today on Jace Young. His timing was off entirely from the first day. This is not good enough.
Wait, say it again?
His timing was off almost entirely, even the first day. This was your plan. This was the plan from the offseason onward.
No, it wasn't.
This was the whole idea.
Because I think if they knew Jace Young was any good, you don't pursue Alex Bregman. This was my whole point while I was being slandered by people at this place and by callers of why waiting for the kids is nothing more than a penis pump fantasy. You sign good players and go. And if the kids are any good, you trade them for something that's sweet or you teach them to play somewhere else. Last year at this time, I was told Jace Young was Brooks effing Robinson.
So then my question is, if this is what they saw on day one, then why do we wait till last week to put Javi at third or try him at third?
Look,
David,
I can't.
If you knew this was, look, it couldn't have been a surprise from day one. They had to know ahead of time, which means maybe we really need to do something and make a move.
Right, and depending who you talk to, yes, they pivoted to Nolan Arenado. One problem, Arenado wouldn't put Detroit on the list of places I'm willing to live. I'm not going to blame the organization for that. But trades are a real thing. So's free agency. I mean, how's that $17 million on Alex Cobb look? Wouldn't rather have handed 20 to Santander, as flawed of a player as he is? At least he plays first and outfield. Got a shot at 30 homers. Never 40 again, but 30. Now we got Torkelson thinking that he's Bo Jackson trying to gun runners down at third base, giving up an extra, and then Keith can't even field that. It's just contradictory to what I believe they want to be. That's what doesn't add up to me.
No, I think that this is what they want to be, but they made the playoffs in spite of it, where they weren't planning on the playoffs. They're not going to apologize for making the playoffs, but
they want to tell you how smart they are, but then they don't want to do smart things.
I think the playoffs took them by surprise because now it's like, wait, do we add to this team or do we just go the route that we went before and hope that we get lucky again?
I want to make a statement.
It feels like they got lucky between their hot streak and the Twins tanking. How they made it.
You can just say it's not kind of, sort of, feels like, sounds like it. No, it is like. Second of all, I want to state for the record, and then we're going to a break. If there is any game, this is like when Stoney used to have, if Bruce Springsteen was anywhere in 500 miles, he got the day off. Any game that Javi Baez is at third and Torkelson right, I'm not coming in. You're on your own.
No.
Any day game.
We need you in.
No. Any day. I'm out.
We need you in.
Out.
Jimmy just texted me. You're in.
Out. We're going to do one segment of football next. 97.1.